You ever watch someone get honored, receive a gift, receive keys, and then actually turn around and give it to somebody else because they actually knew who deserved it? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Soapbox. I'm Judius Pinkston, your host and your urban historian. And remember to like and subscribe if you like what you hear. Get this message out to as many people as possible. That is what we hope for, and that is what we're doing. I'm stepping up on the soapbox. Let's get into it. In 1969, a young Irish woman did exactly that. She was given the golden key to New York, and she gave it to the Black Panthers because she knew something that everyone else in that room refused to understand. This isn't about Irish history or Black history separately. This is about what happens when people finally get a seat at the table. And the first thing they do is pull the ladder up behind them. And what it looks like when someone refuses to. This is not an ethnic story. This is a universal story. Her name was Bernadette Devlin, 21 years old, the youngest woman ever elected to the British Parliament. A Catholic, a civil rights activist from Northern Ireland, fighting for the rights of Northern Irish who were being discriminated against by the British in their own country. Sound familiar? It should. In 1969, she came to America, and what she found here stopped her cold. The same Irish Americans who were cheering for civil rights back home in Ireland were standing against civil rights for Black Americans right here. Cold game. Cold game. Same people, different zip code, different area. The Irish came to America with nothing. They were refused work. They were called animals in the newspaper. Signs on doors said Irish need not apply. They were called white niggers. They were at the bottom. And then slowly they climbed. And they climbed all the way out. And somehow they forgot where they came from. Devlin called it plainly. She said some Irish had become oppressors and were no longer victims, but taking the sides of their oppressors. That's cold game, but that's usually how it works. That's cold game. That's dirty work. So when New York City gave her the golden key to the city, she didn't keep it. She walked it over to the Black Panthers and said, I'm returning it back to the people it belongs, the oppressed. She had more balls than anybody and have more balls than people these days. The room didn't like that, but she wasn't talking to the room. This pattern where the oppressed becomes the oppressor is one of the most documented things in human history. You see, in every immigrant group that arrive at the bottom, the tools used to keep them out as they claw their way to the middle are the tools they use to keep others out. That's the dirty game. And that's how it's played here. Housing discrimination, voter suppression, over-policing of the next group down the ladder. But the funny thing is, Black people were here before all of these immigrant groups, and yet they stay at the bottom. That's what's so dirty about the game that I'm talking about. And here's where it connects today. There are people who are demanding civil rights today. There were people who needed the same movement that people need today. And those people are standing in the way of that movement. Not because they forgot the struggle, but because the system rewards whoever is willing to enforce its terms. Bernadette Devlin saw that in 1969. The question isn't if the pattern still exists. The question is, which side are you on? From a not right, not left point of view, Bernadette Devlin did what was right, what was principled, and not what was political. She didn't hand the key to the Black Panthers because of a political platform or a talking point. She did it because it was the right thing to do. And that's the difference between principles and affiliation. Affiliation asks, what would my side do? Principles ask, is it the right thing to do? And that's not right, that's not left, that's not political, it's the truth. And with that, I step down off my soapbox. My name is Judius Pinkston, and that's my view. Peace. If you like what you hear and you want to be a guest on the show, to step up on your soapbox, please like and subscribe and reach out. And when it's your turn, step up. Stepping down off my soapbox. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.